Hey guys, welcome back to episode 3 of the JavaScript series. In the previous video, we actually had someone comment asking for moderation commands. So today I'm going to give the timeout command. The other moderation commands like ban and all that is all rinse and repeat. In the future, I might show you a warn command when we do databases. But for now, we're just going to do a timeout command. We actually want to install an extra package for this timeout command called ms. So just go ahead and do npm ms. What this module allows you to do is in the timeout duration option, you could type like 3h for 3 hours or 2d for 2 days and so on. It just makes life a lot easier for the user using the command. So to get started, what we're going to do is create a new folder in the commands folder for moderation. That'll be our moderation commands. And we can create a timeout.js file. So we want to import our command class from the supplier framework, like so. And we can just do class timeout command extends command. In our constructor, we want our context and options as usual. And in our super, using a spread operator on options, and we're going to change the name of the command timeout and the description to timeout and then in the server. That should be good for the constructor. Now we want to do register application commands, which takes a registry, and we'll go ahead and do registry.register chat input command, and that takes a command, and then within that we can set our options. So set name this.name, then we got our set description this.description, which is getting the information from up here as usual. And then, of course, this is a timeout command. So we're going to want 2 string options and 1 user option. So as Copilot is suggesting, we're going to set a user option. And then we could do option set name. We'll call this one user. That's fine. Description. The user timeout, that is fine too, and we will require it because we need a user timeout. And then our next 2 string options, one for the duration and one for the reason, are both going to be optional because we're going to provide default arguments if none is provided. So set name duration. The description being set the duration of the timeout, and then required was set to false, and then 1 more string option for the reason. So option set name reason, set description the reason for the timeout, that is completely fine, and we don't want to require it because we're going to have default fallbacks. Okay. This is HostingBot, a cheap, fast and reliable hosting provider. They provide a range of affordable VPS plans to suit your hosting needs. And it gets even more affordable. Use code REVELATIONS at checkout, 30% off every month. If you're still in doubt, look at all these happy customers. So now we can go ahead and do chat input run. We want to make it async though, because we'll be awaiting later on. Right, chat input run, which takes an interaction like so. And this is going to be our actual function for doing everything. So first we want the user. So we're going to do interaction.options.getUser, and the name of it is user. So this name matches this name. We're using getUser because it's an add user option. So we're going to be using getString for the add string options. For this next one, let's go ahead and import that MS library we installed at the start of the video, like so. And what that's going to do is convert your text, so like 2D, 5H, whatever, to milliseconds, because milliseconds is what we need. So we're going to do let duration equals ms, and inside that we're going to do interaction.options getString duration, all 1H for 1 hour. So the default would be 1 hour if no duration is provided. Okay. So now we could do const reason, which is going to be interaction.options.getString reason, otherwise no reason provided. Alright, that is fine. So now we're going to do some checks. So, if user is a bot, we want to return interaction.reply. You can't timeout bots. We'll set that to be ephemeral, so that only the sender can see the error message. We're going to need the member objects of both the interaction user and the user. So we're going to do const member equals interaction.guild.members.cache.get interaction user ID. So member is the person who's executed the timeout command, and then target is going to be the person being timed out. So as Copilot suggesting, this is correct. And now we're going to do a role comparison. So if the sender's role position is less than or equal to the target's role position, then they won't be able to time out the user because of role hierarchy. The content, you can't time out someone with a higher role than you. Yep, that's fine. Ephemeral true. That's good. And then the one final check, apparently you can't do a timeout higher than 28 days. So we're going to do a check for that. So if duration is greater than 28 days, we've wrapped to 28 days in MS because we're comparing milliseconds now. So if duration is milliseconds higher than 28 days in milliseconds, then we simply just want to set the duration to 28 days. And that is why we've used a let here, because the variable could potentially change. And you can't change a constant, just in case you don't know. So after this check, we can execute the actual timeout. So we'll do target.timeout. We'll pass through our duration in milliseconds and the reason. And then we can simply return a success response. So we'll do content successfully timed out user.tag, or username should I say, for ms duration, and we're going to set long to true. So if you put milliseconds in the ms, it will convert it back to like 3 hours or whatever. Because I put long true, it'll actually say like 3 hours. And then for reason. Right, that should be good. So we're going to go ahead and, oh wait, before I forget, you have to export it. So module.export timeout command. Okay, now I think we're ready to test. So we'll go ahead and run our application, and I'll see you in the testing area. Alright, so now we're in the testing area. We're going to go ahead and run timeout on Station for 3 hours with reason because I can. Successfully timed out Station for 3 hours for because I can. As you can see here, there's basically 3 hours remaining of the timeout. And now let's time them out again. This time providing no duration or reason. As you can see, it fell back to 1 hour with no reason provided. And there's 1 hour left. And then let's give him an equal role to mine to test the role check. So we'll do timeout, stasium, and it don't let us because he has higher or equal roles to me. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in a future episode.